Oh boy, talking with more people. Just my favorite. Hello. Hello, I'm Kelgritz the Mad. Nice to meet you. I like you. You don't say anything, do you? Ale. Ale guard. Oh boy. Alright, well let's start at the top of the list and make our way down. Lander. A handsome, well-dressed young man is about 17 years old, looks at you with a polite smile. So you're the famous slayer from the of the Stag Lord's gang, soon to be Baron. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander, no last name, no title. Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak to you about. You see, I'm an heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed Baron with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret, without servants, so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule part of it someday. I know Jamandi wants to impose her stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. Well, they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword. I've been training to rule it since I was a child. I'd be of far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. I'll consider your proposal. Yes, do so, and carefully. He almost seems like a good person. I kind of wish I had detect evil. It would make this so much easier. See, so it looks like my party members aren't that talkative. That's good. I guess let's talk to Keston. Nope. Mager. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't fit quite properly. As though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail, with a few streaks of gray running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I'm Mager Varn, the new ruler of Dunsworth, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Good job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. How did you earn the title of baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Eldori needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varling Host. Have you heard of us? No? No matter. Sorry, hair just randomly flew into my mouth. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time, the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to help hold the place. And for that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. How do you feel being a noble? Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've felt so strongly like turning away. Turning away could get me eaten. He nods towards an arrogant man in the other corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Drelev. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of Baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me? We're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. It was nice meeting you. Farewell. Goodbye. Once you've settled in, come pay us a visit. I like that man. Didn't talk too much. Not a dick. Hello. Jathal. Okay, goodbye, Jathal. You don't matter. You're never going to be in my party again anyway. Hello. We've got Ragongar. We've got Hannes Drelev. Oh, boy. Hello, Turd Biscuit. The man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron. And you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, so the Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? Smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all of the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons. With the likes of you and Vaughn. So you have no army and no special merits. You're just given the land for being pretty. Under other circumstances, I'd have you whipped for such words, but let's not ruin Lady Eldori's celebration. You want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. You're not very polite for a nobleman. Ha! Politeness must be deserved. Not even deigning to reply, Baron Drelev turns around and looks away. I can't wait to throw him out the window next. And by that I mean, probably stab him repeatedly. Throwing people out the window is kind of hard in this game. They don't really give you the option. There's no defenestrate button. And yes, I know the word defenestrate. Everybody had to correct me. I know it. I used it. It's not a casual conversation kind of word. If there was a spell that just was called defenestrate, I'd use it. In fact, I think that actually is a spell. Wait, holy shit, that is a spell in D&D. I remember this now. It does like 6d10 damage. That's where I learned the word. Is it defenestrating sphere? Yeah, in the spell compendium. Okay, I'm gonna read the description of this spell. This is where I learned the word defenestration, and it's one of my favorite spells ever. A cloudy gray sphere of whirling air. Oh yeah, Sorcerer 4, Wizard 4. Evocation Air. A cloudy gray sphere of whirling air and a howling wind flies to attack your enemies and hurl them into the sky. As a move action, you can make the sphere travel up to 30 feet per round and strike the creature or object you indicate as a ranged touch attack. Any creature struck by the sphere takes 3d6 points of damage from the force of the wind. In addition, medium or smaller creatures must succeed on a fortitude throw or be knocked prone. Creatures that fall prone must then succeed a second fortitude save or be swept up by the sphere and driven 1d8 times 10 feet into the air, dropping 1d6 squares from their original position in a random direction and taking falling damage as normal. If some obstacle prevents the target from reaching its expelled height, it takes 1d6 points of damage for every 10 feet of movement it was unable to complete. So that a creature hurled 50 feet in a room with a 20-foot ceiling would take 3d6 points of damage from the impact, then 2d6 points of damage when it falls back on the ground. Sphere can affect a maximum of one creature or object per round and winks out if it exceeds the spell's range. I've been told about the DR stacking glitch already. TLDR, don't equip anything with DR. Got it. Not that far in the game yet, but yes. Anyway, so yeah, that's defenestrating sphere. And that's where I learned the word. And I like it a lot. Anyway, I guess let's talk to these guys too. An older man with full sideburns looks at you with interest through a golden eyeglass. Well now, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamandi. You pulled all this off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Pataxian wine against you. But I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Eldori have always been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem I'm Yosef Salimus, Lord Mayor of Restov. I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful relationship. Or friendship. So you rule Restov. What about the Eldori? Brevoy's politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here, in this part of Rosslyn, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. King Nolsky Sertova has reigned over the nation of Brevoy since 4699 AR. When the entirety of that ruling house Rogarvia mysteriously vanished, he succeeded King Erzin Rogarvia. Prior to taking the crown and the Dragonscale throne with the Ruby Fortress in New Stetvan, Sertova ruled Port Ice, as have members of South Sertova for more than 1,000 years. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It's especially important now after certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Eldori Sword Lords used to rule Rosslyn. They're still the largest landowners and major military force in the region. It's not for nothing that Restov is called a free city. We are proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits. How are things in Restov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going quite well in recent years. Trade prospects, the population grows, and the citizens are happy, although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Regarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and more people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. I can organize and supply everything you need for the construction, and spread out the cost on extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that that would give you a good start. In exchange, I'd ask for a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services throughout Restov's Builders Guild. Do you have a deal? I would be happy to accept your offer. Then that's a deal. I'll get everything in order right away and schedule a delivery immediately. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. The feeling is mutual, I assure you. I look forward to hearing more about your dazzling successes soon. Castle Eldori, and he has nothing to say. Is there anybody else that actually matters in here? We talked to Turd Biscuit, and we talked to everybody else. Alright, let's get out of here. I was hoping I could talk to Casile Dori, just so I could meet him, and actually, like, make a decision between him and the other guy. Oh well.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Before we begin, I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Casile Eldori, will go with you, won't he?
Yes, sure. I wish I knew who, talking to Octavia guy. Octavia's a party member. So no. Anyway, yes, that's my decision. I'm just gonna go with that because Lander, something's off about Lander. I don't entirely trust him.
Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care.
Let's see, did he talk to the priest? Oh, okay, let's talk to some people a little bit more. I guess I haven't talked to everybody? Oh, who's this guy? A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Rastal made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Esvanki Keeg, High Priest of Erstil in Restov. Bringing law into the Stolen Lands is a difficult endeavor. I'd be grateful for any help you could spare. This is a truly noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We'll help you construct a shrine in your capital, free of charge. Do many people in Restov venerate Rastal? They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here. And no wonder people have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You're dressed surprisingly simply for such a festive occasion. The corners of the priest's mouth turn up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. It was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. The rest will keep you. Okay, so yeah, I think these two have nothing to say. Bottoms up. Try the eclairs. They're delicious. Ooh, I could go for an eclair. Nothing to talk to Harim. Alright, now I think we're done. Because, yeah, if I knew more about Lander, I think I would care more. I guess we could talk to Lindsay. Nope, she has nothing to say. Alright. Oh, I guess I haven't talked to Natalia Sartova. Natalia Sartova is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary sweet smile. You were not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is that a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you, in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you in your barony. And what do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Eldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their other plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing us to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, you and your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Bavoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone and independent rest stop to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that, really. And what would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Bravoy, the noble houses. The Eldori won't dare to rebel, knowing that they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Bravoy to avoid a civil war, while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamande has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy, Casil. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Merve, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Bravoy's politics than any brawler could be. The old woman standing next to Natala gives a slight bow. I would be happy to help you establish relations with Bravoy. I'll consider your proposal. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions. Well, what do you guys think? Let's see. Did I talk to the priest and get the shrine? Yes. And pass on the building deal as a shakedown. Oh, well, too late. I took it anyway. Oh well. I mean, what's it gonna cost me? Money? I have a lot, and I'm not using it on much. Oh, can I... What do I need for Dragon Disciple? Knowledge Arcana 5, so next level. Probably not gonna go for it, but it's always nice to look at. I don't trust Sertova. I don't either. Okay, so I don't need to care about that anymore. Allied Spellcaster. It's okay. It's also okay. Go with Bravoy. Which one's Bravoy? I should probably get, like, Deceitful. We could do Elemental Focus, but I don't really have that much here. If you go with the Eldori Envoy, he's a great general. That's the half-orc guy, right? I could also look into meta magic. Oh. Quicken spell uses up a spell slot 4 spells higher. Never mind. That's a bit different from what I'm used to. The people I just talked to. Okay. Why would I go with the old lady? I'm just curious more than anything else. Ooh, persuasion and perception skill checks. As opposed to deceitful, which is persuasion and... Okay. Let's see. Dodge is a free 1 AC. Combat casting will let you get those spells off in combat. So far, I haven't needed it so much. I realized I could get persuasive, deceitful, and skill focus all in persuasion. Ended up with like a ridiculous bonus. So skill focus is better than the skill feats. It is and it isn't. So persuasive, for example, gets me perception and persuasion. The skill focus gets me lets me get a +2 in both of those. Skill focus gets me a +3 in it, and that goes up to +6. Now, if I get all of them, that puts me at a +14. And it's real tempting to go with just pure butts, just jam everything in persuasion. Because I could go for, like, a lot of combat-related spells, but I don't know if it's going to be that helpful on this character. So, yeah, let's go skill focus persuasion now. And then we'll get persuasive. Then we'll get deceitful. And hopefully that'll make me, like, the most silver-tongued bastard to walk these courts. Okay, so let's switch out shield. I'm not using that. Can I? Oh, I might not be able to. Well, I might want to get enlarged person. I know the other character had it, but I really like Enlarged Person, and I'm not really using the other ones. Expeditious Retreat's kind of neat. We also could get Protection from Alignment, which is different as well. Tougher, though, because I don't know alignments that well. Okay, so if you want the Eldori to get Independence, or Rosslyn, or if you want to keep, let the Independence for Rosslyn, or Sertova to keep ruling over them, or Lander to keep out of the impending civil war. Civil war it is! It seems like the Sertovas are kind of awful anyway. Okay, so Blur would last for 5 minutes. That's not a bad idea. Otherwise, I could actually go for spell damage. Let's see, if you have any interest in casting into combat, point-blank shot, precise strike is kind of a must for Raise to not miss constantly. I actually haven't been using Raise as much. And they don't... because that's a ranged touch attack. Is that actually affected by the negatives? Because I don't think it... so Precise Strike does actually apply. Because I could get that. Because I actually was using the, I was using Bone Shaker, which does a ton of damage to begin with anyway, and that's just a Fortitude save. So I don't have to worry about it missing. I do Protection from Alignment Communal, but that only lasts for a little while. Okay, so it's a -4 for melee. Okay, I'll pick up that feat later. It's... so, I think I'm just going to stay away from ranged touch attacks, honestly. I don't think that counts for the acid shot, though. I should probably pick up Burning Arc. Because at this point, it'll do 5d6 points of damage, as opposed to Bone Shaker, which does... about the same, actually. 5d6 points of damage, but it only works on 1. Let's see. Acid Arrow will work on things without bones or that are spell-proof. My main problem is Acid Arrow doesn't do a whole lot of damage yet. Because that's only going to do... that's still only going to do 4d4 damage total. Later on, it'll do a bunch. We could do Web. Web would be hilarious. Yeah, honestly, I think part of it is my protagonist is less of a... he's not really a damage dealer. He's just kind of there. Let's grab Burning Arc. I think that'll be fine. It was tempting to get some of the other ones. Invisibility could be kind of interesting, but not that helpful. Mirror Image is kind of handy, but that's personal. Some of the other bonuses are kind of nice, but I think Burning Arc will do a ton of damage. It's kind of like Fireball Light. And I like anything fireball-y. So this will boost my my persuasion up even higher, which I think is worthwhile. Well, so I guess I got the shakedown with Selemius, but whatever, I'll live. Anyway, I think we're good to go. I think I've spent enough time weighing my options. It's time to talk to
how do you
Eldori.
like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Yes, let's begin.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Staglord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Alright, so I'm a baron now. Now the game actually begins, now that I'm done weighing all my options and doing all the stuff there. I should have cast Enlarged Person before the cutscene. Oh, I should have done that. I'm so sorry. Wait, let's reload. I'm gonna just skip every cutscene. We're gonna reload because I just saved before this. I want to see if we can be Mega Gnome.
Victory. The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the...
Okay, skipping, don't care. Loading. Let's go back. Let's become the huge gnome. We gotta be the mega baron gnome. I gotta check it. I gotta try. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel in my heart that it's the right thing to do. Oh. Do we have a scroll of invisibility? What if I was invisible? Oh, that would be amazing. All right, let's see. Sadly, I don't think I could. I don't think I have any of those. Let's double check. I have a scroll of enlarged person, freedom of movement, remove blindness, call lightning, magic missile. I have vanish. I don't know how long that's gonna last though. Alright, whatever. Enlarging self, we'll just go with this. Hello, I am Mega Gnome. Let's see how this goes. Please work. Yep.
Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward.
Hello, I am Big Gnome.
On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title.
Her animation changes if she doesn't stab me. No manchua. Okay, remind me. For those of you that have played this before, if we have any more major cutscenes up ahead in the game, I need to start mucking around with stuff. Because I get dragon form later. I want to be a dragon for some cutscenes if I can. But yeah, they actually accounted for that. Bow before Mega Gnome. Bow before your god. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can like turn myself into a dragon before some of these in the future. If possible. What else could we do? Invisibility? Obviously, I'll pick up the invisibility spell. Just for cutscenes.
Victory. The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
I really wish they had a different illustration for the main character based on what their race was. Oh well. Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seemed he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory, and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former house stronghold will be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Eldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and just show you around the most important sites. The main question is, nope. I don't know. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jod is right here. Rastal's clerics normally don't like cities that much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Bravoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also a curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit, a blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay for a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him. That's about it, I guess. Custon scratches his head. Where are my companions? They're all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristian's with Jod. You can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of my eyes. But people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. The main question is, where can I get a drink or three? It's time to toast my victory. Kristen hesitates a brief moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you, the moment we enter the city. The tavern is the first business that opened. Building a city is thirsty work, and I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drank a little too much. It's a day for celebration. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Follow me, your grace. I prefer the term your meganess. Not mega right now, but I'll get there. Greetings, your grace. We're, well, your new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, your grace. You recognize this place, your grace. This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? I kind of wish this was voice acted. It'd be nice. More games need to be fully voice acted. The workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. There's also no music, which is kind of weird. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Greetings, your grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalayan himself, I swear. The lady who owns it is a gem. Wow, that is one hell of a statue we've already got set up there. Oh, it's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. It's lightning! And apparently acid. Welcome, your grace. Glad to serve you. Your grace, those are our guards. They keep the order in the city, or keep their mouths busy with something or other. They're not important enough to let this dialogue last for very long. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. Pacing on this dialogue was not meant to be read out loud. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. I almost kind of wish the town itself was more of just like a 2D image. Maybe? I don't know. Walking Walking around my own town seems annoying. Give me a spyglass and let me just, like, peer at stuff from on high. God, I would like to have those people arrested. Why? Nah, I don't know. Anyway, welcome to your barony. You're about to make the unyielding stolen lands a prosperous kingdom. There's a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, bound to build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Good luck in your ruling, Baron. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map, depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports, and the other news worthy of your grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Greetings, your grace. Casil, Lady Jamandi's ward, gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you at the rest of reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Eldori Swordlords, I'd like to offer, on behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Eldori Swordlords, I'd like to offer you some advice. So, Community 6, Loyalty 6, Military 3, Economy 3, Divine 3, Arcane 3, Stability 3. New event, pillage the Temple of the Elk, trade agreement with Stratova, rebuild the Temple of the Elk, agreement with Yosef Selimius, Esvanki's offer, Tristian's training. Difficulty level of your barony. You may change the difficulty level of your barony at any time, set it to automatic. If set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically. You and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievements. You can solve most of your barony's problems by granting appointments to the right people, responsible people, but certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such outstanding events will be marked on your map. You can always check it when considering your plans. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy and most of the River Kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, Jod and Tristian, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further. I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Okay, as an advisement before assigning any advisors, it's best to quick save, in case something goes wrong. Oh, obviously. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I'm confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Todd stumbles slightly. Though, to be honest, this isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristian and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. Corrupted the very essence of this sacred place, steeping it in putrescence. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jod exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there's a new woe. Tristian and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There's a place near the capital, rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristian and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There's a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there. Back in ancient times, there's no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristian and I felt something approaching. Something ominous. The curse will return to plague us once more. I swear by Rastil. I will go there as soon as I'm able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at the present. I agree with Tristian. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you expect? Or, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, as we predict it will reach a peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit Bald Hilltop and resolve the issue. But now we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp on your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. So basically timed boss encounters. Neat. I don't mind that so much. Kind of reminds me of Regalia of Men and Monarchs. Hello. The barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They are as follows: population, regent, loyalty, counselor, military general, economy, treasurer, religion, high priest, foreign affairs, grand diplomat, stability, warden, magic, magister, culture, curator, and espionage, minister. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well or other negative factors are placed in your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Governing your barony will require one advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Land citizens into these advisor positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, if you want, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. Open the Advisor tab on the right side of the screen. Click on an empty slot and select a character to appoint them as an advisor. Every barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated by the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities, and sudden events that occur in your domain. Require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. Okay, so what are we going to name our barony? Okay. So we can also get a settlement map. Well, I mean, considering Kelgritz the Mad was farmed out to the audience, why don't we actually farm this out the rest of the way? What do we name our barony? Meganomia. I like the idea of Meganomia, but that's maybe a little bit much. We could just call it Nomia. Named yours Akibara. The Madlands. I think that's a little... Yeah, I like Meganomia because it's really close to Megalomania. Megalonomia. I like Megalonomia. It sounds good. It's a little bit hard to say at first. But Megalonomia sounds great. So let's go with Megalonomia.